Heyo guys, what's good, what's happening, and what's going on? I made a discovery about this freaking camera that I had no idea existed until I found out it existed, and now I know it exists. Basically, I can start and stop the recording from my microphone. That's pretty cool. Basically, you just click the Bluetooth sync button on the side here, just tap it lightly, and boom shakalaka, it tells the camera to start making a video. Or I guess if it's in picture mode, to snap a shot, whatever the case may be. But that's pretty freaking cool, because I had no idea that feature was there. Anyway, I got to talking yesterday about worm harness rigs, and then I realized that I knew why I knew they existed. It's because I have one right here from, what company is this? VMC. So you got your blade, your beads, your first hook and your second hook and a big leader line. We might have to go fishing tonight and test this puppy chucker out. Might have to do that, but I do want to make my own. Basically, I have some like freaking, I don't even know. The test on this says 28.5 kilograms. It's 28.5 kilograms in pounds.
28.5 kilograms is 62.832 pounds.
There is no way this is a 62-pound test, boys. There's no freaking way. The diameter of that line would be a skipping rope. Friggin' China lying on their packaging. Well, you know, whatever. What time is it? 7:25. I don't need to leave yet. But I figure, you know, I got all these beads, these little beads. We can do some pretty neat stuff. And in the truck, in the tackle bag, I have some pretty sick freaking hooks from Mustad that will make for a pretty dope little worm rig setup. So make my own, why not? And if they work, add that to the things to make for next year's flea market. Also, I bought some more of these things, the spinners. These are pretty cool because you can put a piece of worm on the treble hook and then sail it out, and it might entice a bite. I've caught walleye on these bad boys before, bass on these. I caught a pike on one of these. Bloke caught a pike on one of these. That's on video. So I know those things work for fish. They just see it fluttering in the water and they figure it's some stupid bug underwater, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna eat that. I'm gonna go bite that thing's face. And then they go bite that thing's face. Then they get pulled out of the water and get given a name and a couple taps in the head like, who's a good fishy? And then they get fired back. However, I do want to print off my own, you know what? I'm just going to see if I can get that print job started right now so it's done when I get home. Maybe we'll make a custom version of a worm rig tonight, and we'll bring that down and see if it actually works. Why not start prototyping right now, right? Why not start prototyping right frickin' now? So let's go spinner. Boom shakalaka. And where is the clevis? I'm just gonna make that spoon a lot bigger. Okay, maybe a little smaller. Maybe around there. Yeah, that should work. All right, let's go slice it. Okay, let's go back to, I got a huge brim on this thing for some reason, and I don't know why. Support material, where the frig are you? What? No, let's go to build plate adhesion. What does that do? Okay, I don't like that either. Yeah, whatever, that'll work. All right, let's go Wi-Fi land printing. Why doesn't it see my printer? Son of a bitch. All right, there we go. I don't know why, but, oh, don't know if you guys just heard that fart, but that was a freaking beauty one. All right, we're gonna let that thing go. We're gonna let that thing go. I got all my things. We're ready to go. Onward to the workplace. Gotta go put in that time. And then maybe tonight we'll mess around with that clevis and blade, and we'll make a 3D printed, beaded freaking worm rig. Take it down to the lake, chuck it around with a worm on it, and see if it works. See if the blade lasts. See if it explodes. Let's see if 3D printing is the future of making your own freaking lures. Let's just see. Why not? What's there to lose, right? It's not supposed to, originally it was supposed to rain tonight from like 8 until 6 a.m. tomorrow, but now the rain's been pushed back to like midnight until 4 a.m. So I won't be surprised as the day goes on, the rain just never shows up. For frig's sakes. Got attacked by a bumblebee. Also, today is day 3 of 3 of office work. Tomorrow we get to work from home. Thank frick, because I like working from home. All right, guys, I'm coming. We're clear. All right, let's get out of here. I was gonna swing by the store again and pick up another pack of Monster, but screw it. There's a store by the office. If I do decide I need some Monster at some point, we can go scoop that up. Just take a break, go out to the store, grab a box of caffeine, and freaking call it. But no, guys, I gotta switch up my fishing game. Like, I remember year 1, I was literally jigging a worm. That was successful. And then I tried that shit year 2. And it was like Fumble Fest 97. So I started getting into soft plastics, right? Like your Flukes and your Senkos and your swim baits and all that shit. And that was working great. Flukes, Senkos, that was great. Like I was having a great time with it. Oh, freak, I guess I don't need my wipers. It's not exactly raining. Just wanted to clear the window of the water that ran off the frickin' roof of the truck. But anyway, so the following year, I tried my same strat using like the pumpkin green power bait and chucking that in the water, and no success. Like 2020, 2021, they were munching that like it was no tomorrow. 2022, they didn't want it. I was like, what the frick? Why don't you want it? What did it ever do to you? So then I switched it up and started throwing around spoons, and all of a sudden spoons are killing. So I'm like, what the frick? Like, why is it every year it's a different bait? Why do I gotta hunt for the bait they want? You know? I also have a couple chatter donks I haven't tried, and I was saving for this year's bass opener. Bass has been open for a while, so I might chuck a chatter donk on and sail that up, make a bunch of noise, and see if a bass will come along and crank on it. But tonight it's going to be about that worm harness, because I want to see how all those work, because that might be something that I use on my spinning setup as a permanent setup, and then I'll save the bait caster for things like the muscle fights, you know, the throwing a Senko, throwing a frog, throwing a freaking Fluke on a wide gap, throwing a wacky rigged Senko, yeah, so on and so forth. Then save the spinner for like the lighter things, like the spinner baits and the worm rigs and the lighter jerk baits and stuff like that I can't really cast out with the bait caster, because in order to spool that much line, you pretty much have to take the drag rate off, and you end up bird's nesting all the frickin' time. I don't know, man. It's gonna be fun. And if I can get the worm rig, the worm harnesses down to a science where they actually work out and they look really good, well, then I can start mass producing those too over the winter. Make like a box of them and sell them at a competitive rate to what they're selling in the stores. And I don't know, I was thinking about just calling the bait company Skivinz. Just name it after the YouTube channel. Then maybe at my little booth there, I can have like my laptop plugged in, showing video footage of the lures in action and fish, and you know, do like a typical cringe expose, like when you go to a booth at a flea market and buddy's like, welcome to so-and-so's baits, and he's just showing fish getting yanked out of the water, and then make sure to show the bait, like get an angle of the bait with the fish dangling from it, and being like, yeah, these work, here's your proof. And then people will be like, holy shit, that's a nice fish, you caught it with that? I want to catch that fish, I need to own that. And they give me money and buy my shit, and it's like, yeah. So far I got the soft plastics down to a science. I got that's about it, eh? That's about it. But I got some jig head molds. I got to start messing around with that. I got to lock in a lead supply, because everybody loves cheap jigs, and if I can make them affordable, like not Dollarama affordable, but like between Dollarama and Canadian Tire, I might have a market. Dollarama friggin', what is it, $3 for 8 jigs? That's pretty cheap. You go to Canadian Tire and you buy 8 jigs for $3 and you're getting like coat hanger for a friggin' hook. Not good, very flexible, flimsy, 10 out of 10, would not fish with again. City of North Bay driving an electric van? What the frick? Must be nice to have money. Go out and buy a Rivian for friggin' the city, yet they can't even fix these damn roads. Come on, turn green, you sumbitch, pile of monkey nuts. There we go. Yeah, the whole reason I went to the Dollarama last night was to pick up those X-Acto knives, carving knives, because X-Acto's a brand. It's like Kleenex, and you call it Kleenex, but it's actually friggin' tissue paper. But anyway, I went to go pick those up, but while I was there, I went to check the fishing out to see if they restocked their jigs, because surprisingly enough, those Dollarama jigs are pretty dope. It's just the paint on them is garbage. Chips off real fast. I think they use the Dollarama paint to paint them. However, you can fix that just by putting a thin layer of UV clear coat on it, and then hitting it in the sun or whatever, and the paint will last friggin' indefinitely. But they had no jigs. They had nothing that I was interested in except for a couple spinners. So I grabbed those because I love spinners. Anyway, guys, I'm almost at work, so I'm gonna clear out, and I'll talk to you guys after the transition into the evening. Peace. Alrighty guys, welcome back from the transition. It's 4 o'clock. I should really just like start being obvious about my things, eh? Like, alright guys, well I'm gonna go to martial arts, and then after I'm done martial arts, you're gonna see me, but it's gonna only be a second for you, but 4 hours for me. Like the rest of the YouTubers do, like I just said, like see you after the transition. Then it transitions into like mid. Look at the freaking sky right now, guys. I'm sitting at work and all of a sudden I get a freaking alert on my phone. I check it and it's like, warning, heavy downpour tonight. And I'm just like, why do you guys got to over exaggerate shit? Now I got people like, oh my God, we're getting a rainstorm tonight. So what? It's going from 10 till 2. Yeah, okay, we're getting 40 millimeters, guys. 40 millimeters of rain. That's 4 centimeters of wet. It just means my dandelions are gonna come back with a vengeance because they're gonna have a lot of drink. Who cares? It's like since technology became a thing, they're able to over exaggerate things and people go into a full-blown panic because they're so dumb. Like, stop panicking over things. It's just rain, frig sakes. Might be a little bit of thunder, might be some freaking lightning, who knows? Who cares? I just don't know if they say it's gonna start at 10. I usually get home, I usually leave it around 9:30. We'll probably be okay if we want to go fishing tonight. But before we go fishing, first thing I want to do is go home and take the biggest shit ever known to man. You probably didn't need to know that, but I'm letting you know because I don't like to keep things from you guys. Second thing we need to do is I printed off the clevis and the blade, and I think we're going to try and make our own worm rig, and hopefully it works. And it won't because like I'm making it. We all know like skivinzscuffedprojects.com. It's not a website, but it should be because every project I seem to tackle, something scuffed happens and it doesn't work out. But you know, I'm in it to win it. Also got a notification that the freaking Amazon Dragonfly electric van was in my driveway today. Holy, that's a loud truck. Anyway, they dropped off my mold. I bought a mold of the, well, I showed you guys, this is going to print that mold of the spinner. The spinner? Nope. The grub. It's going to do the grub bait and print it. But I ended up finding one on Amazon. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to frickin' order this one because it's going to cost me the same price for Pet G. Mind you, with Pet G, I could print off a whole bunch of molds. I'm still probably going to order some Pet G. I'm sure I got some Pet G kicking around because I know one of the frickin' Ryobi mounts I printed it out of Pet G by accident because I had it in there from when I was printing previous molds. Because yeah, PLA, I tried making molds out of PLA. They're good for like 1 or 2 injections and then they start warping and it's just a disaster. I tried PLA Plus because it's higher thermal rating. It can take more thermal resistance, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it warps too through the high heat of the plastisol. And from what I've heard from a lot of people who've made lure molds using their 3D printers, if you can't do it in resin, your best bet is to do it with Pet G because it's probably the best for thermal resistance. And it can take the 350 degrees Fahrenheit plastisol and take it like a champ. Look at all these little frickin' pollen bunnies flapping around in the wind. My goodness, boys. Probably not gonna pour any grubs tonight. What's going on? Oh, it's just this guy has no brake light. Oh, he does have brake lights. It's just they're really stupid. Come on, dude. Holy shit, are you guys gonna contest? Okay, never mind. They're being nice and letting the dude go. I don't know why I always jump into the left lane. Probably because I do have a left turn coming up, but it's like everybody else who has left turns coming up. Punch it, Chewy. Oh, thought they were gonna punch it. Show me a burnout in your Tuguani, whatever the hell that means. Volkswagen and their weird names for cars. The Passat, the Jetta, the Puguani, the Golf, the Rabbit, the Volkswagen Potato. No wait, that's the Beetle, my bad. They should make a Volkswagen Potato, powered by potato oil, deep fryer oil, also known as diesel. I don't know, that's what my buddy does. He goes around and he collects all the oil from different restaurants and he has a machine at home that turns it into diesel for his car, and when he drives around it smells like McDonald's everywhere. It's an interesting odor coming from his vehicle. He still has to go every once in a while and top up at the fuel station because he's not making enough diesel compared to what he drives, but he can run it on frickin' old restaurant oil after he does some treatment and work to it and a homemade device he made at home, hence why it's homemade. Sorry guys, today was one of those days, like my brain is like Swiss cheese. I can't wait for the weekend so I don't have to like do IT stuff, which is the main reason why I want to go fishing tonight and test out the lures. But like, look at it right now, like it's complete overcast. I don't see any like miserable clouds. That's what I call the super black clouds that, you know, they're gonna start pissing any second. I call them miserable clouds. I just see like gray overcast, so it doesn't look like if it does rain it's not gonna come down heavy, but apparently tonight it's gonna. So because we got 40 millimeters of water, time to build the ark. Gotta save 2 of each animal, 1 of each gender. Oh wait, we have to save 1 of each gender. That means we have to save 285 per animal. But yeah, seriously. Time to build the ark to avoid dying in the floods. Kind of wish I had that joystick on the camera on my microphone. That'd be dope. I wonder if DJI will ever make that. Mind you, it's only valid for this one camera. It'd be nice to have a remote control for it though, so I can control the lens remotely without having to reach in and do stuff. Mainly all I gotta do is reach in and triple tap the joystick and then it automatically aims at my face. But still gotta reach in and do that. Whatever. Oh, I've been farting so bad though. Like I packed at least 25 farts into the chair at work. Tomorrow buddy's gonna come in, sit in my seat and just get engulfed in a fart cloud. It's gonna be so good. Bro Beans needs to mow his lawn. Oh, all my dandelions are back, little sons of bitches. Peeking up. Whatever, I don't care. I don't give a care. I don't give a care. Frig it. Why give a care? I don't give a care. I don't care. Let the bees have the dandelions. They'll be gone soon. Then they come back. Then they leave again. Circle of life. Anyway, guys. Oh, God, I gotta poop. I gotta be careful doing that, too, because one more of those and I might puppy nose. I might bingo. My fresh paint job. My fresh paint job. And a bird just shits all over it. Holy crap, guys. I'm gonna kill every bird on the planet. Why can't I have nice things? Why do birds have to shit all over my stuff? Father mucker. Grab a towel. Oh, it is glass cleaner. I've had glass cleaner this whole time. Does it work? I don't know. But I am kind of pissed off that a bird shat on my fresh paint job. Can't have anything nice in this town. Anything. If it ain't for people wrecking your shit, animals wrecking your shit. Frig's sakes. Now I can clean my windows. Probably not the best time to be doing this, but whatever. Got a half a bottle of water strapped to a backpack attached to my one shoulder. Throwing me off a bit, but I can clean my windows. Take all the pollen off. Now I can see all the splatter marks from the paint. Is putting Varsol on a window bad? Asking for a friend. Anyway, we are golden. Put this back. Oh yeah, guys, the poo cannon just primed. Where the frick are my keys? Right there. We gotta go, we got things. Oh, Jesus, yes we do. Oh, man, it's still coming out. Oh, it's low and grumbly. When they're back to back like that, you know there's about to be an accident. I'm doing the birthing breathing right now. What are they, not menopause, what's the term for that? The pregnant women go to take a class on it. The breathing techniques for giving a baby. Yeah, I'm doing that right now. Holy, I'm about to launch a chocolate bunny out my arse. All right, well, here's the Amazon package. We'll take a look at that after, make sure it's all in one piece. But right now, I gotta go make a piece. Alrighty guys, well, problem with building the worm harness. Number one, I can't find my hooks. All I found were these two. And number two, that clevis I tried to print this morning, yeah, that failed. I don't know what the heck happened. I wasn't here to monitor it, but I'm thinking the spool broke. Anyway, I did, however, get my fat fish mold here, and I wanted to take a look at this to make sure it is not destroyed, because, you know, it is sandstone after all. It looks to be all in one piece. Actually, it looks great. Just like the rest of the molds that I bought from Fat Fish that are sandstone. You got your curly-tailed grubs on the inside. You put them together, pinch them shut, inject through the top, wait for cooling, pop open, extract baits, ready to rumble. This is the 3-inch grub, so pretty much on par with what I've been fishing with lately. Not too bad, not too bad. So that's gonna go out in the garage with the rest of the molds, and one of these days we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and inject some soft plastics, especially before next weekend, because we're gonna need all the power we can get our hands on bass fishing. So that'd be the plan. So yeah, I won't be able to make a worm rig because number one, my clevis and blade never printed. Might try it again and see what the frick is going on. I'm gonna try it again and see what the frick is going on. Just gonna send it. I'll let you know if it works out. If it does, I guess we'll try and build something. We'll use these two hooks, the clevis, the blade, a bunch of these beads, and we'll make our own variation of a worm harness, and then we'll go fishing with it. And if that doesn't work out, I got a worm harness. We'll take that worm harness and go fishing with it. Okay? Okay, cool. Bye. All right, guys, you want to see scuffed in its natural habitat? So I made the jig. So we got our hooks on the bottom, which are not right because they should be laying perpendicular with the line, and they're sticking out because I don't know how to tie a snell. Gotta learn. And we got our beads. Then we got this great big scuffed blade on a clevis with a couple beads on top. I don't know how well this is gonna work. We're gonna take it down to the lake and we're gonna go find out. It's pitter patter. All right, guys.
I was about to go back home and bitch out the GoPro, but it finally turned on. I don't know why the battery drained. I had it turned off this whole time since I last took it out to Tomiko Lake. But here we go. Here's the setup. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if we can... So here's the setup. The worm's on there. Thread them on the top hook. Stick them on the bottom hook. That blade is ridiculous. It casts, but there's a problem. It also floats. But I can get it out there a good ways. Better if I put a weight on the front of it, maybe? I don't know. Turned out to be a good night. They're calling for rain at 10, but we'll see. There's a bunch of these little bastard bugs around. Kind of wish I would have doused myself with bug spray. See, if I rip it in, it surfaces right away because I'm pretty high up. So what I'm thinking, sometimes I do that, is let's put a weight on the front hook, on the front ball thing. Is there a rod holder on this rock? Yes, there is. Let's sit that there. We'll reel it up a bit more so the worm isn't sitting on the rock getting a tan. Let me grab a weight. A little something to make it go down a bit more. I'll put a couple split shots on the front of it. It'll give it a reason to sink because I'm pretty sure that blade is buoyant as frig even though I had the infill turned right up. For the key reason that I want it to be solid because I expected the weak point to be where it attaches at the clevis. Not the clevis itself, but the where the blade is, because like if you look at the blade, it's really thin at the top here. I figured that was just going to explode. There, that'll add some more weight to it. Maybe it'll sink. I don't know, but it should keep everything in line. So let's go ahead and try and cast this thing out, and we'll see if it sinks better, and we'll see if we rip it. If it surfaces. It still wants to surface, but at least it's front heavy. But that blade is way too big. But at least the blade spins, so I know that much of my rig is working. So that gives me an opportunity for other rigs with a smaller blade and a smaller clevis. But like, she really sails out there good, so it'd be pretty cool to catch a fish on this as a sort of homemade DIY bait. Do I expect to catch a fish on it? No. Are you kidding me? It would just be pretty cool. It needs a bit more flash in order to really attract a hit. This poor worm is ripping apart. He's nice and dead. He got double impaled and yeah, he's not living his best life right now. But I do have the real one in my pocket, so we can always try that out as well. See how that turns out. I think what I might do with like revision 2.0 is I might modify it to have a bullet weight on it. But like, I don't know if you can see the action. The raw water's pretty murky. I can barely see it. But the blade is flapping, like it is spinning, so I know the blade's working. So that's a good sign. See all these flies swarming me right now? That tells me it's not going to storm anytime soon. So when they disappear, that's when we know we're going to get into a rain fight. Well, I just bounced it off a rock and it didn't break, so... Well, I just disconnected from the back end of the worm. Got to get that hook back on. But I did bring the real one, so we can always try that out. That worm's cooked. He's spanked. He's dead. He's dead, Jim. I think if anything, the blade on the front is way too big, so it's probably spooking the fish. If there's fish in the water, that is. I'm also here really early because I wanted to make sure to get this spot, and my worm is gone. And I'm going to snap a picture of it because why the frick not? Could make for a good thumbnail. Got him. Nope. Drag was loose. Come on, buddy. What are you? What are you? What are you? Oh yeah, it's a walleye. Calm down. Come on, buddy. Don't break my rod. Ooh. Ooh. Yay, fishy. Yep. This is definitely not a keeper. But that's alright, because I don't keep. There we go. Oh, this guy's got zits. That's a beautiful fish. That's a fair size. All right, buddy. You ready for the long jump? Go, be free. Sorry about the backflip. Oh, you're fine. Okay, so they like orange. Put that one on the menu.
Alrighty guys, back from fishing, and you almost didn't get any GoPro footage because that stupid GoPro. I'm telling you boys, I'm so done with GoPro. I'm never buying another one again. What a pain in the ass. I don't know why, but my GoPro Hero 8 did it, my 9 did it, and this 12 does it. If you have it plugged in to charge, even if it's not to a computer or anything, just plugged into USB to charge up the battery in it, for some stupid reason, the sumbitch turns on, and then it stops charging, and then it starts draining the battery, and then you go to use it and your battery's dead. But luckily I remembered something cool about GoPro is if you remove the dead battery, you can plug it into an external power source and use the external power source to power the camera, which is what I had to do. The battery was so dead that I have to use my battery charging case to bring it back to life again because it will not charge inside the GoPro. But anyway, my beta test worm harness here definitely needs some work, but let's face it, guys, how often do you see me fish with live bait? I'm a synthetic guy. I like my Senkos, I like my grubs, I like my swim baits, my paddle tails. I don't use live bait, so I don't need to be making things like this. Cool concept. I'm kind of glad that I have this willow blade thing down now because I can always take this and put it on something else, like, I don't know, some sort of a wake bait, put this on it so it hits the water and flaps around, something like that. But it was a good attempt. It worked. I just wish it sank and didn't pull right up to the surface and then start flapping on the top. Mind you, that could have got a bite, but it worked. And the guy that was down there fishing with me seemed to know a lot of shit, so he gave me some advice. I got to learn the uni knot. I thought I'd been tying the uni knot for all of my knots. I thought that was the uni knot. So now I got to figure out what the frig uni knot is, because he said just do a uni knot on one end, a uni knot on the other end, tighten them both up, and there's your way to tie on a leader. Because I told him I was using the Alberto knot, and he's like, yeah. He goes, the problem with the Alberto knot is you cast it a couple times and your line will gradually slip through, and then you end up throwing your leader halfway across the water, which I did the other night. So, fine. But anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. Hopefully you enjoyed my catch. Caught a walleye with a grub, and we have a mold for the grub. Oh, there it is. Thought I lost it. It's just back there on the desk, which we're going to use to pour some grubs. Now, he was giving me some tips, black with gold. So I'm thinking if we're going to do black, let's get some more Tim Hortons coffee, and then we'll get some gold flake, and we'll just fill that coffee up with gold flake, mix it all together, inject it in, and make some gold flaked motherfrickin' flippy flappy paddle tails. Then we can make some jigs, paint them black, put some gold eyes on them, mix those two together, and we have ourselves a potential killer unit potential. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, click that like button. Any questions, comments, concerns, down below they go. Until next time, guys, live it to win it, and peace the frig out. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.